And basically what it boils down to is, in the Muslim world, there's no such thing as a bad teacher. There's only bad student. So if the student fails, it's not the teacher's fault. Whose fault is it? The student's fault. Even if the teacher was sleeping in class, it's the student's fault. There's no such thing as a bad teacher. But in America, it's almost like there's no such thing as a bad student. It's always the teacher's fault. Man, my professor, he doesn't know how to explain anything. He doesn't go over the test properly. RateMyProfessor.com, he only got 3 stars. You know what I'm saying? There's two different worlds. In one world, the teacher cannot be criticized. And in the other world, the teacher's always criticized. Right? But you and I are living in America. And we are in a consumer society. In a consumer society, the customer is always right. So who's paying the tuition? The student, huh? Student's always right. Guess which teacher is going to get fired from the university? The one who got a bad review. Customer is always right. That's how it works, right? Now it seems capitalistic and weird, but it's got some element of truth in it. You and I like listening. You know, you're giving me your time. If I speak to you in monotone, and I have like a really thick Arabic accent, or Urdu accent or something, and I don't even look around, and I'm just totally boring to you, right? You're going to start seeing people checking their watches, and eye contact with each other. You go to the car first, I'll be right behind, right? Because you're paying me your time, you're giving me your time, because you see maybe there's something worth it here. And this is how we work, this is how we operate, right? If there's a speech that's really engaging to you, there's a sheikh that's doing an awesome job, you're sitting there. When it gets boring, you kind of slowly. Or you're sitting up first, like you're straight up, then your elbow goes like this, then it stretches out a little more, and it goes in stages, right? But the point I'm trying to make is our program, I designed it looking at this not as a fault of the audience, but saying, okay, this is how we are. We can't change who we are. So we have to create a program where students stay awake. And students, instead of finding the class difficult, they find it easy. So the pressure is not on the student, the pressure is all on the teacher. This is the first difference between our Arabic program and most other Arabic programs. In most of the other Arabic programs, the teacher will say, this is your homework. I've already taught you the lesson. Why don't you understand? What's the matter with you? Didn't I explain it properly? Oh, you have to do it again then? Right? Brother, we did this last week. This sort of idea. Our class, you don't understand? Okay, let me explain it to you another way. You still don't get it? Okay, let me give it to you another way. You still don't get it? Okay, see me right after class. I'm going to sit with you personally 20 minutes until you get it. But I'm going to make sure you get it. I'm here to make you get it. And you're not going home until you get it. Because all the pressure is not on the student, the pressure is on the teacher. Right? This is one thing that makes our program different. The second thing that makes our program different is there's a difference in focus. A language has 4 skills. It has reading, writing, speaking, and listening. Reading, writing, speaking, and listening. When you want to study Arabic for religious reasons, to have a better experience in salat, to have, to understand the khutbah in Arabic, etc., then you don't care about speaking. It doesn't matter to you. And even if you learn speaking, who are you going to talk to? Your wife? She's going to say, leave me alone. Right? You try to talk to her in Arabic. You try to talk to your Arab friends and you sound funny and they don't talk to you, they respond to you in English. Right? So the opportunities for practicing speech are limited to begin with. You're not going to use it at work, you might get fired. Right? So you can't use it on the train, you know what happens there. Right? So the opportunities for practicing spoken Arabic are very limited. After all, we are in the United States. But if I teach you to understand the Qur'an, and to listen to it and to read it with understanding, but I don't teach you how to write. Do you have to learn to write to understand Qur'an? No. We can learn that later. Let me teach you what you really need right now. Let me teach you to understand right now. Let me teach you to listen carefully right now. Forget speaking. We'll learn it later on. If you really want to learn Arabic later on, then I'll teach you speaking too. But right now I know what you need. What you and I need is, we need to pay a little more attention in salat. We need to pay a little more attention in salat. I can give you that in 10 days. In our 10-day course, I can give you, now you're having a different experience when you're listening to the Imam recite. You're paying attention, and you're noticing things, and those things are starting to make sense. Bulbs are going off. It's better than before. I can't claim to you that you're going to know Arabic in 10 days. That's false. That's not going to happen. But I can with full confidence say, inshaAllah ta'ala, I exhaust my full energies in making sure you have a solid base in Arabic. After which, if you do your own studies, they'll be much easier. Those books you put away will be easy to read. My job is to take the difficult parts of Arabic and make them easy for you. That's my job. Then, if you want to progress, put the work in yourself, that's your job. But I'm guaranteeing my job side, the side that's my responsibility. Now, briefly about the program, because my time for the lecture is over. It's sharp at 11. Our program is called Bayyinah. It's at bayyinah.com, BAYYINAH.com. And it started 2 years ago with myself and 2 other colleagues. Now we're a total of 5. We travel around the country to masajid. And we hold 10 evening courses. 10 straight nights, 3 hours a night. 7 to 10 p.m. for 10 nights. And our programs are attended by women, children, men, everybody. And so our program, alhamdulillah, 42 communities and 4,000 students later, it's going very strong, and we're booked for almost pretty much for the entire year. And we're making our first stop in Houston in the month of October, inshallah ta'ala. So I highly encourage all of you, the brothers here and those that you know, family members that are not here, the women also, that they come and attend the program and participate fully in it. Because first of all, because the list of communities is so huge now, it's difficult to bring the same program back to the same city anytime soon. So I don't know when else it's going to come. I mean, I wanted to do it earlier in Houston because I was interested in looking around in the area too, but I don't have any openings until October. But inshallah ta'ala, don't procrastinate, make the intention that you're going to join. Those of you that are not going to be around, you can check out the website, and it lists wherever the course is going each month. So you could take it, maybe you have some family somewhere in California or Austin or wherever else it's going to travel from now until then, and you can attend the course there too, inshallah ta'ala. So I know I didn't take too much time explaining the contents of the course and the methodology of the course, perhaps another time, bi'idhnillah, but I wanted to emphasize more on the first part, the importance and value of learning this subject. Once that is in your hearts, inshallah ta'ala, you'll find a way and Allah will open doors for you, inshallah ta'ala. So at this point, I'd like to conclude. If anybody has any questions or comments, you're welcome to make them, inshallah.